Hello, my name is Sean. In this video tutorial, I'm going to take a step further from the previous video tutorial. Let's correct this actually, let's increase the size here. Now, in the previous video tutorial, we create a mobile app, which will allow us to drop down a list of the menu and navigate from a page to a page. And we also added text, we added images, as well as we added hyperlinks as well, which will basically open google.com. In this video tutorial, I'm going to add a new layout. In fact, let's duplicate the main menu. And I'm just going to call this login. Now, because this is the login page, I want the login page to load as the first page. I'm just going to click and drag it to the top of the layouts. And I'm going to double click to open it. And I'm just going to change the name here, the label here to read login. So let's say, for instance, you want to have this app only for login members. So I'm just going to type here login. Please add your please add the code to access the app. Okay, let's increase that here. Okay, please add the code to access the app. I'm going to right click here, insert a new object. This new object is going to be text input. I'm just going to call this IMP for input code. Click insert. I'm going to increase the size here. And also I'm going to put another text here. I should name them appropriately, so I'm just going to call txt code LBL, in fact label LBL code. LBL is short for label. Let's increase the size to probably about 50. Code. Well, let's change the color to something else. Okay. The problem we have here is if I type here, okay, let's put the code. The code is 2323. As you can see here, the code is the input box doesn't allow me here to change the size and all the elements. So in order for me to do this, I need to go through the event sheet. So my input box called input code, I'm going to go to the event sheet. I'm going to add a new event. It's going to be a system event. And I'm just going to type here on start of layout. So as you start typing on start layout, double click that. On start layout, what I want to do, I want to add an action. And the action is the input box, which is that one, input code. And I'm just going to type here CSS. CSS stands for Cascade Style Sheets. Is basically the scripting language will enable you to customize HTML content. So I'm going to click next. Now by default it's giving me the border here. So if you want to customize, find out more information about CSS, what you could do if you put CSS and w3schools.com is one of the best websites for CSS. Here is giving you lots of different styles, so you can actually search for different content here. So basically these are the elements for CSS. So this is the name and this is the value. However, the values you could actually put them as hexadecimal code as well. So change the background color. So I'm going to highlight that title here. Okay, so I'm just going to paste that there. Make sure you don't delete the double quotes. And the value for the background color, you could have, say for instance, as gray, or you can actually change that to something else later on. So you could put let's go here and type hexy, and here you could actually click and drag here to select the color that you're happy with, and then you could actually pick up the hexadecimal code. Just gonna copy this. I'm gonna include this URL onto the YouTube comments as well as that one, and I'm just gonna paste that there. So this color will be my background color. Let's make it a bit light. Yeah, this will do. Make sure you're not going to delete the double quotes. I'm going to click OK, and if I press let's go to login. Let's remove, in fact, let's remove the menu from here. We don't want the menu to be there. Let's try. Let's save this. Okay. Right. So now we are going to change the font style. So we're going to go to the Density and add an action. We're going to say the input code, and we're going to say CSS. And in this case, I'm just going to type here font size. So this is the font size. This is how you call in font size in CSS. And I'm just going to put here, let's put 50 pixels. So let's test that. If it does fail, just save it, select your theme, and then try again. They're having quite a few issues at the moment. That's better. Okay, so as you can see now, the font size has changed. My background color has changed. I'm just going to change my border as well and the font color. So I'm just going to go here because I don't want to keep going back and forth. I'm going to right click here, select copy. I'm going to right click here, select paste, and I'm going to double click. The only thing I need to change is basically the CSS because I'm still working on the input code. So I'm going to change now the color. Now American spelling, the color is going to be the text color. Let's go to here, let's select something darker there. Yeah, that will do. I'm going to Control-C to copy this hexadecimal code and right click and paste it here. Click on done. Let's press play. As you can see here, the color has changed as well. Let's put a border now as well. So I'm gonna copy that, or Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste, and you can Control-V to paste number of times. If I hold the Shift key down, I could actually press the delete key here to basically delete the additionals. So I'm going to double click here, and I'm just going to put border here. So the border, or maybe it doesn't like the hexadecimal code there. Let's try. Yeah, I think it doesn't like the hexadecimal code there. Let's put green. No, still not having it. Ah, there it is. Yeah, we can see the green now, actually. let's make it 10. Okay, and that's how you customize input boxes by using CSS. So now I have customized my box. I'm just gonna go to the login page, and I'm just gonna remove the 2323. So I'm gonna put a secret code. I'm gonna give it only to my members, the people who will be able to, who I want them to access my mobile, the secret sections of my mobile app. So I'm gonna go to the event sheet. I'm gonna go to the add a new event. It's gonna be a touch. So when somebody touches the object, forgot to put the object you need to touch. The object you need to touch, it's going to be a button. Let's go to Photopea and let's create a button here. Let's create a fancy button there. In fact, I'm going to open the button that I did earlier. Let's go desktop, mobile app. Let's open my PSD file. I'm just going to add a new text here. So it's going to be a duplicate layer. I'm going to double click here on the letter T. I'm just going to click here, login. I'm going to use the move tool and click and drag until I place the login screen right in the middle. I know that because I can see the red vertical horizontal lines. Gonna go to file, select export as, select JPEG and save. So this way I keep consistency on my buttons. So I'm gonna copy this button and let's drag it here. Let's paste it here. And I'm just gonna call this login. I'm gonna go back to my Construct3. I'm gonna right click. In fact, let's go to the objects. That's it. And let's click and drag this button. I'm just gonna clone this and delete that one. So I've got the clone here, so that's why you can see the number 2 afterwards. I'm just going to call this login. I'm going to double click it and I'm just going to browse the login button, then exit that. Okay, the dimensions are exactly the same, so I'm going to leave it like that, or I can just make it, let's hold the shift key down while I'm changing the size. Let's put it there. This will do. Okay, let's go back to the event sheet now, and I'm going to add an event. So when somebody touches an object, the object is the login button, SPR login. I want something to happen. Actually, I want to put another condition there. Add another condition. And the input box, I want to have a specific text, so compare text. So I'm going to double click here and I'm just going to put the secret code. So the secret code is 2. I'm just going to call it open. Okay, so and then I'm going to make it case sensitive, so people have to put a capital O, otherwise it will not be accepted. So if somebody touches this button, as well as the input code contains the word open with uppercase, I want something to happen. What I want to happen is I want a system event. I'm going to type go to layout, and I'm going to select main menu, main view. Okay, then let's click play. So I can type here whatever I want. Oops, where's the button go? Because I cloned the other button, and this button, the initial visibility is disabled. Let's make sure that it's visible. Let's press play. try again. Let's save it and try again. That's better. Okay, we need to push it further down actually. It's better. Okay, so if I type something, I click here, nothing happens. However, if I type the word open, I put all lowercase and I click on it, nothing happens. However, if I put capital O here and click here, it takes me to the main menu. And this is how you create in a secure section of the app, where only people with a particular code that will be able to access it. The final thing I would like to show you is how to change the default icons. So here we have the default icon. So if I double click here, and click here, the dimensions of this icon is 128 by 128. So if I want to put my own icon, my own logo here, I could actually go to if you want to create your own logo, you can go to Photopea, create new, leave the default settings, and you can create your own logo. So if I hold down the key here, custom shape, there's lots of different shapes around here. So let's select that one. I'm just going to create a new layer, hide the background layer. I'm going to click and drag, click on the fill, click on the gradient, click here as well. If I double click here, I will be able to change this color to something else. Click OK. And if I double click here, I'm going to be able to change the color to something else. And if I click below, I'm going to introduce more sachets. If I click and drag downwards, I will be able to remove them. I'm going to double click here and change the color to something else. Double click here and change the color to something else. And you can play around. Okay, I'm happy with that. And I'm just going to put a T here. I'm just going to call this TGG, True Greek God. Just going to put this there. I'm going to double click here to open the layer styles. I'm going to put a stroke. Let's select a green. Let's make it a bit darker. Let's increase the stroke a little bit. We can put inner shadow. Click OK. We can actually copy the layer styles. So I'm going to right click, layer styles copy, and I'm going to paste these layer styles here. So I've got similar layer styles here. So now I'm going to go to image and select trim. So this is how my logo looks like. Now I'm going to go to file, select export as, oops, no print. Let's cancel that. File, export as, and PNG. And I'm just going to bring this up. And just going to put them here. Leave it. We're going to convert them here within Construct3. So we're going to double click here. So this is 128 by 128. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to upload my icon, and I'm just going to resize it to 128 by 128. And click OK. I've done that. Then I'm going to go to the next one. This is 16 pixels, so it's going to be 16 by 16. So I'm going to click here, I'm going to double click here, I'm going to change the size to 16 by 16. I'm going to double click here, this is 256. 256 by 256. I know this because it says 256, yeah? That's 32 by 32. Click here, 32 by 32. I'm gonna go here, I'm just gonna change that to 512 by 512. Oops, I need to, wrong icon. So this is 512 by 512. That's 64 by 64. And finally, my original logo. Overdo it, so that one is 64 by 64. This is for the loading screen. Okay. So I've done this, so that's my logos now, that's my icons. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to make sure I'm saving the project. I'm just going to make sure that everything is in place, yes. And now I'm going to go to menu, project, export, and I'm going to export this into the Android. So I'm going to select Android Cordova, click OK, right, okay, invalid application ID. Alright, let's go here, let's go to view, let's put the information, the right information here. The description is, this is my first app. So the ID is com.true Greek god.first app. The author is the True Greek God, and I'll put my name in brackets. I don't know if it's going to allow me to have brackets here. It does. So I'm going to put my email address. And I'm going to put my web address as well. If you don't have a website, my advice to you is you can leave it blank, but you could actually put your Discord URL or Twitter URL. Okay, let's enter. Now I've got everything in place. Let's save it. I'm going to go to menu, let's go project, export, Android, next. I'm going to select 11 plus, and I'm going to select debug APK, so I can actually put this onto my phone now directly. There's other options. I'm going to create other videos for the other options to discuss the other options. So I'm going to click next, and you just wait for the magic to begin. Okay, give some time. It's still building. Okay, preparing the project. So hold on, hang on. Okay, nothing. The export is not finished. When the export is finished, you will see a little pop-up. So you have to bear with this. Okay, the download is finished. So I can actually click here to download the APK. I can show in folder. I'm just going to copy this APK file now, and I'm going to paste it inside within my phone. I'm just going to double click on the downloads, paste that, and now okay, now I've got the video there. As you can see, I don't know if you will be able to see this, it's a bit too bright. Okay, as you can see there, my first app is there now, the APK, because I transferred the APK over to my phone. and basically I put it into the download folder, and it shows here now. So now if I double click here, let's push this to the side. I've just connected my phone into my computer, and that option comes to install. It's a bit tricky. As you can see, the icon there, okay? So I replaced the Construct3 icons with my icon. So my icon is there now. That's my temple, the True Greek God temple. So I'm just gonna, there it is, install. So the installation process began. So I'm just gonna click open, and that's my project. Okay, so that's my mobile app. Now if I tap here, I'm generating the keypad. So if I type open, I'll put capital O there, as you can see. Can you see that? Yeah. So put capital O there, and I type, come on. Okay, tap that. Alright, so my mobile app is there. I can see the copyright and everything. And if I tap the hamburger, go to the menu, about me, contact, and if I click here, it will open Google Chrome. Okay, and basically this is how you are going to create and publish your mobile app fully. And very soon I'm going to create another video tutorial on, let's go there. Very soon I'm going to create another video tutorial on how to publish your mobile app into the Android market, to the Play Store and the Apple Store as well. Now for the Apple market, what we'll need to do is go to menu, project, export, and in this case when you select iOS, click next, and you can leave this as a default or Xcode. In order to use the Xcode, what you will need to do is you need to have a Macintosh operating system. I've got Mac Mini. Don't really use Apple products apart from the mobile app development, which I'm not actually using the Mac Mini to develop the app, but I'm using the Mac Mini to actually export the app, build the app through Xcode, so I can actually publish it into the App Store. I'm going to create very soon video tutorials on how to do this. So I'm just going to click next, and again you're going to have to wait until all the files have been generated. Then you transfer these files over to your Apple Mac computer, and you open them through Xcode, and then from Xcode you publish them into the Apple Store. Now in order to publish the app into the Apple Store, you will have to register with Apple as a developer, and you have to pay about $100 per year. For the Android market, there is, so I've got the zip folder. Okay, so I just need to send now the zip folder to my Mac Mini, and then from the Mac Mini I'm going to open and then basically publish the app through that. For the Android market, you only need to pay roughly about £18. I think it's about $25 one-off fee. So once you have actually sign up as an Android developer, then you don't have to actually spend any more money on that. So one-off payment. But no one's there to stop you installing your mobile apps to Android devices without actually even having the Android store or the Apple Store. What I could do now, I could actually put this file, I could put this APK file into my website. go to downloads. I could put this APK file into my website, and then people will be able to download and install the APK file. Might receive a little warning, but they have to enable the install from other sources, and they will be able to install the mobile app, your mobile app, into their devices. One more thing I did not show you. Let's have a look here. If we go here now, let's have a look. There it is. You go here, you will be able to actually see now the icon, the True Greek God icon there. So this is how the mobile app is looking for. And again, you see that says my first mobile app. Alternatively, if you don't change the icon, the default icon will be visible next to it. You can see the Construct3 icons as well. Okay, I hope you've learned something new today. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next video tutorial. Speak to you soon. Bye.